Let's dive into Fusion's permission system. If you've got the Fusion Setup Assistant open, you can easily access the Group Permissions section. Just click on the Open Group Permissions window button and the window will open. If you're doing this down the road without the Setup Assistant, here's how you can get there. Make sure the Fusion Admin menu bar is current and then choose Group Permissions from the User's menu. Now, what exactly are permissions? Well, each person using Fusion at your feedlot has their own user account. As the admin, your job is to assign each user to a specific permission group from the group set up here. Fusion will then limit their access to only the functionality associated with that group. This setup ensures that employees can't accidentally make mistakes in parts of the system that fall outside their job description or skill level. You'll notice that there's already an admin group in place, and it's unchangeable. Any user assigned to the admin group automatically gets access to all functionality. Let's create a new group for your feeding crew. Click the plus button and give your new group a name. When you create a group this way, it starts off with no access to anything. This can be quite handy when you want to carefully consider each permission and build up the list from scratch. Alternatively, you can select an existing group, including the admin group, and using the duplicate button to create a new group with the same settings as the one you duplicated. Then, you only need to tweak the differences. Now, onto the nitty-gritty of permissions. You'll notice they're sorted into categories, making them easy to locate. Let's pay special attention to the menu bar section because it's a bit unique. You might grant someone access to Mixafeed Load, but they won't be able to do that if you don't also give them access to the Fusion Feed menu bar. That's because they need to use that menu bar to access the Mix New Load window. Keep that in mind. Let's look at the feeding section. When you select a row, a handy little description pops up at the bottom. You can simply click the checkbox to allow or disallow a particular permission. Here's a neat trick. If you hold down the Alt key while clicking a checkbox, you'll see them all turn on or off. Sometimes it's quicker to toggle them all and then adjust the few you want differently. Only the permissions in the selected group are being toggled when you do this. Now, when it comes to organizing these permissions, some customers like to group them by roles in the feedlot. Others prefer a more granular approach, creating separate groups for each employee. It's entirely up to you and what suits your operation best. Also, consider this. Some customers like to start with everyone as an admin when they begin using Fusion and gradually strip away permissions as issues arise. Others prefer to start everyone with minimal permissions and gradually add them as needed. Again, it's all about your preference and what works for you. So, where do these permissions actually get assigned to users? That's a topic we cover in another video when we discuss creating users in Fusion. As always, you can find more details in the documentation by clicking the Help button, and our support team is always available for assistance. Don't forget to click the Save button when you're done adjusting permissions.